Appreciate your leadership. And I want to thank our witnesses for your willingness to appear here today, offer your words of wisdom, and share some knowledge about what can be a really complex issue. Ms. Allen, thank you in particular. We are so grateful for the significant presence that FedEx has throughout the state of Indiana. In particular, your massive facility in the Indianapolis area. It is an amazing city within a city that lights up at night and is processing so many shipments as FedEx generally does every day. To be exact, 16 million shipments are processed each day. It blows the mind. But a lot of Hoosier jobs depend and will depend as we look into the future on our trade system working effectively, reducing friction where we can, optimizing the systems, all the boring stuff of government that really, really matters to rank and file Hoosiers. So they delegated to me to try and sort some of this out and improve what we're doing, keep doing what doesn't need to be improved. Ms. Allen, can you explain how the international express shipping process works at major facilities like FedEx's Indianapolis hub? And then I'll give you an opportunity momentarily to tell us about the policy changes that have been discussed here today and which ones matter most to you.
Thank you, Senator. And I have to say I grew up in Indiana. I actually grew up in Plainfield, Indiana, which abuts the airport, and my high school boyfriend's farm is now the FedEx hub facility there, so near and dear to my heart, and love getting back there.
Well, he'll be able to see on YouTube now.
That's right, that's right. So the process of getting shipments in, we take information in from multiple sources.
Yeah.
Anyone can ship anything anywhere now, and getting that information into the systems at the foreign port is really critical. They put in that raw information, and we share that information with the government. We want to make sure that the government, specifically CBP, has an opportunity to understand what's coming in the country, from who, how it's transiting into the U.S., and when it arrives here, then there's another transmission of information on the manifest. So there's a robust amount of information for every shipment, regardless of value, as it comes into the United States. We then file additional information with CBP once the goods are 24 hours out, requesting a release. And that means we're telling them this is a formal shipment, it's over $2,500, or it's a de minimis shipment, it's under $800, and file a few more data elements. I think it's important to note that the data between a de minimis shipment that's under $800 and a shipment that's over $800 is just a few data elements for release purposes. So CBP has the opportunity and the information available to make good targeting decisions. And in the case of FedEx, we have customs on site in our facilities, and we work hand in glove with them to make sure that they have the information and the access to the cargo that they need to make those seizures, to identify concerning or illicit products. We work with them, work with other intelligence agencies as well. We welcome them into our facilities because really there is no place in our network for illegal or illicit substances, and we try to do everything we can to work with law enforcement to make sure that that is eradicated from our system. So thank you.
Well, you've gone exactly where I wanted you to go. You've painted a picture of a number of forms and processes and activities which are essential to your work and ensuring that we work together to catch those violations like drug trafficking or Chinese counterfeits. And we want to be careful, but we want to be bold as we implement policy changes. So would some of the policy changes expressed here today improve the process you've laid out? If so, how? And if they'll create challenges, if there are certain ones that just you have great concerns about, if you could vocalize that to me, that would be appreciated.
I think we have great opportunity before us with the customs modernization. You know, our written testimony outlines 7 high-level concepts that we think are great opportunities to marry enforcement activities with trade facilitation for legal and lawful importers. You know, the trusted trader system, you know, has mainly offered benefits in the security and physical areas. We'd like to see that expanded from a compliance perspective, and we think there's an opportunity to do so. CBP and other government agencies have outlined that they would like additional data earlier in that process. They want an ability to have access to the data that's there. They want to offer companies who want to have a trusted trader status file that information in an iterative manner as it's transiting through that process that I just spoke about, and even before it even becomes a shipment. Back to the source materials. This has a couple of benefits for CBP from an enforcement perspective, but also for the trade. If I'm filing information all the way back to where that aluminum was actually produced, I can prove that I have no forced labor in the supply chain. And similarly, for trade agreements, if I understand and can demonstrate through that filing that the origin of those goods, it's an automatic qualification for free trade agreements, which is an onerous process today to actually qualify those goods. So I think there's opportunities for both facilitation married with that enforcement activity by the delivery of trusted trader benefits. Not everyone is going to be able to do that, specifically small and medium enterprises. We help our SMEs a lot because this is not their business. They don't know the international laws, and they rely on companies like FedEx to help them navigate that process. So I think that you'll find that larger companies who do want to do the right thing will participate in that, and we'll help our SMEs participate in that trade process moving forward.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. I'm over time, and I'm sure my colleagues will have some thoughtful follow-ups. And I continue to rediscover the importance of seniority in this institution. So